Well, good evening. It is another day here, Monday night. We are here with Monday Mail. I am so excited. Thank you so much for joining all of you who are coming in right now. I see you, Dr. Lexi. How are you, Siobhan? That's right. Thank you so much for those hearts and those thumbs up. Thank you so very much for that. I really appreciate it. I see you, Amy, and I see you, Cedric. Pamela, how are you? This is the Working the Dash community. This is the neighborhood. Who are the people in your neighborhood? I am so excited tonight as we check the mail. We're right here at the mailbox. Thank you so much for joining. And when we read this mail, it's going to be read quickly and it's going to be prayerfully something that's going to uplift you tonight. I want to jump right into the Monday mail because it is the time that we are settling down now, and I am excited to bring to you what the topic is tonight. The mail in the mailbox is the carbon copy. And I want to talk about carbon. I want everybody to throw over in that chat that carbon fades. Carbon fades. How are you, Crystal? Crystal, I want you to know that carbon fades. Carbon does not last. And I want to talk to you, Ariel. How are you, my beauty? I want to talk to you tonight about being who God has uniquely created you to be. He has intricately designed us for such a time as this. And I want to talk about the disservice that we do to God and to our fellow human being when we decide that we're going to be the carbon copy of someone else. So tonight we're going to be talking about carbon that fades. So carbon fades. And when God created us, he created us with a uniqueness that was intricate to each one of us as an individual. He did not mean for us to corrupt, nor did he want us to compromise that uniqueness. He does not want us to compromise the authenticity that he has valuably placed on the inside of us. Do you not know that there is a treasure in each and every one of us? And when we decide to become the carbon copy of someone else, it tarnishes the treasure. So I don't know about you, but I do not want to be a tarnished treasure. If you're okay with being a tarnished treasure, then keep living how you're living. I do not want to be a tarnished treasure. So today in the mailbox, we have a question. This is the question that I received, and this is the mail. The mail reads, I am ready to give up. Every time I do something, there is an individual who duplicates what I have already done. Help. Do I stop and just let them have it, or do I keep going? Please help me. I feel like giving up. I don't know whether to stop or continue. Did everyone hear that, Mel? Listen, that is the question on the floor. Do I stop or do I continue when someone feels as though they are being watched and they are being copied in a sense, or something is being replicated or duplicated? Let's talk about replication. Let's talk about duplication. Anytime something is replicated from its original state, that means that it has now, it's in a phase of duplication. It's reproduced. It's something that is no longer original. I find it funny sometimes that people sometimes cannot work unless you, the creator, are working. And so what you have to understand is, to the young lady who sent me this mail, what you have to understand is that you have to keep going. You cannot stop. There are some people who will wait for you to make moves intentionally so that they can make moves as well. And they will utilize their platform and they will reproduce something that is not original. But may I present to you tonight, let me encourage you that anything that is not original cannot be maintained. Anything that you don't manufacture, you cannot maintain. And let me prove my point, because I know some of you are saying, "Oh, I've maintained a duplication very well." Well, let me prove that. Let me prove that point. There are luxury cars and there are cars that don't require as much maintenance. You cannot just take a luxury vehicle to just any mechanic. You just cannot take a Mercedes-Benz or a BMW to just any mechanic. You know why? Because they're not the manufacturer of that vehicle. Although that vehicle can be serviced, it cannot be properly maintained because it is not being maintained or serviced by the original manufacturer. So you always have to remember that with goals and dreams and aspirations and things that you're putting out. You have to always remember that it may be duplicated, but it's going to be very hard for that person to maintain that because they are not the original creator. Woo, that's a lot of mail in a little bit of time. I want to let you know, carbon fades. I'm going to say it again to you. Carbon fades. It's going to fade over time. So do not be intimidated by what is duplicated, because we are the designer's original. Now, I cannot see who created that post, but it segues me into my next point, simply because I did not create that statement that I just read, but it belongs to someone else. And so the best thing that I can do, the only thing I can do right now, is give credit to who is the originator of that particular post, right? So that's what we have to remember. We have to remember that if it's not yours, you need to give credit to where credit is due. So let's keep moving here in this mail. I'm going to keep unfolding and unpacking this. In order for us to extend and multiply value, we must know that we are not a duplicate or a carbon copy. We are not duplicates. We are not replicates. We've not been replicated, and we are not a carbon copy. We are original. We have been created with originality in mind. So here is what we have to understand, my Working the Dash friends and family. I'm your friend, and I can transparently share with my friends that I have stopped. I have given up. I have looked out and I've seen someone else doing something that I was doing. I'm going to be very transparent about that. I have been the person who just shut down and I stepped back because I said, hey, I'll just let them have it. But guess what? When you stop and when you give up, you hurt the people that the word that has been given to you and the treasure that's on the inside of you, you hurt the people that should be benefiting, right? So you cannot give up. I've been in that situation. I have seen how it can hurt or damage the person that it's being done to. But what you have to realize is that God did not give you your gift for yourself. He gave you the gift for other people. So you have to stop and assess, who are you hurting that could be benefiting from what you have to offer just because you stopped by seeing someone else try to replicate your level of creativity. So what I'm telling you right now, for the young lady who submitted this question to me, I want you to keep going. Somebody just type, keep going, keep going. You must keep going. One thing that we have to understand is that the manufacturer of the original idea can only be maintained by the creator of that idea. This is why we cannot get stuck. We cannot get stuck being paralyzed by what someone else is doing that appears to be like what we're doing. Because sometimes, let me just throw this out here. Sometimes the real truth of the matter is that we really do make some things larger than what they really are. We really do sometimes blow our perceptions out of proportion. And if your perception is not proportionate to what the reality is, you will stop doing a whole lot of things. You will just decide, I'm not doing this anymore. So I want us to also check the lens of the perception. Check your lens. Make sure that what you're looking at and what you're looking and how you're looking at it and what you're looking through becomes something that is a true reality. Don't give yourself that much credit, okay? You can get a little bit of credit. Don't give yourself that much credit, because sometimes that causes the paralysis, is that we are giving ourselves so much credit and we're figuring out that, hey, they're just doing everything I'm doing, so I'm just not going to do anything at all. Listen, you must keep going. You're absolutely right. Whoever says that someone needs our yes, someone needs us to keep going, do not stop, because guess what? The benefit of who you are, the benefit of what you bring to the table is necessary. Otherwise, it would not even be duplicated. So what do we have to do? We must keep going. You have, let me look at this. In the past, a person intimidated almost did everything that I did. I have learned to put my head down and keep making moves in silence. That's absolutely right. Go for your dreams. Go for your goals. I want to share. This is a transparent conversation. But yes, we do have to check our lens of perception. We want to make sure that we are looking at everything the right way. And as we look at everything the right way, God will continue to download creativity. I want you to put that in the chat. God continue to download original creativity. Come on, put it out there. Original creativity. How you duplicate yourself is when you duplicate yourself for other people, give yourself a little bit of credit. Give yourself a little bit of room to grow. Okay, give yourself that. I want you to understand also that there's nothing wrong with people being inspired by you. In fact, if you go to the grocery store, there are many choices that you can choose from. It's almost It's almost mind-boggling how many choices of toothpaste we have, how many cans of corn, brands of corn you can buy, how many tortilla chips are out there, really. There are so many brands duplicated of the same item, it's almost hard to choose. So by default, I'm an Ultra Bright girl. I love Ultra Bright toothpaste. I honestly I don't care what hits the market. I love Ultra Bright. It's 99 cents in most places. I love Ultra Bright. It does great for me. It may not work for you, but it's a form of toothpaste that I love. And I just by default, I'm going to always default to what I'm loyal to. I'm loyal to Ultra Bright. However, there's a host, so many other toothpaste brands out there, and they're telling you everything that they can do. They're saying they can whiten your teeth, and they have all of these different elements in it that's going to make you have the brightest and the biggest smile. However, I default what I'm loyal to, which is Ultra Bright, because it works for me. My point is that you can have Del Monte or you can have Great Value. While Great Value may be a lower grade version from the original product, it still has value, right? So I don't take anything away from those who are inspired by me. And so I want to encourage those of you who are looking at this and saying, I'm going to quit. I want you to use this as fuel, stating to yourself that I am a conduit for inspiration. Even though Del Monte is the original higher brand, it's not Great Value. Guess what? Great Value might be a copy of the original. But what I want to tell you tonight is don't settle for being the cheap version of your original self. Now, is it bad that you buy Great Value? Absolutely not. There are some things that I like them better as the actual brand than the original brand. But you don't want to do a disservice to yourself or to God by always being someone who's operating outside of your scope of originality. Get out of the trap of comparison, and I want you to operate in your true authenticity. Let me tell you something about Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Michael Kors, any brand name that's out there. Do you think they have time to run around and find out who is knocking off their original product? Absolutely not. Do you know what Michael Kors, Gucci, and Louis Vuitton continue to do? What do? They keep producing. They've never shut down a store just because somebody in the back alley is selling a purse. I got one of them. Okay? They're not going to shut down their whole operation because somebody figured out how to put a backwards V and an L instead of an LV on a purse to make it appear to be something that it's not. Why would you settle for the cheaper version of who you are when you can just be your authentic self? So operate in authenticity, and guess what? You will live a much more fulfilled life. And just as those brands don't go around trying to figure out who's copying me, oh, I need to figure out who's selling the $60 bag that looks like my $600 bag. They're not worried about the knockoff. They're focused on consistently creating. So back to my original point, you must keep going. If you are an originator, if you are a creator, don't dim your light of creativity because duplicators and replicators are following in your footsteps. Don't stop. Do not quit. You must keep going. A very wise young woman told me one day that I had a lot of mentees, and I didn't quite understand what she meant by that. She went on to say that people are trying to carry the grace that you have been given for specific assignments. So you now have become a mentor. I laughed at her, but I found it to be very true. What I became was a silent mentor. What I became was a silent person who partnered with people to become their inspiration. So I want God to be glorified in everything that I do. I don't want to make myself bigger than what I am by saying that nobody can do what I'm doing. But at the same time, I understand that I am a vessel that should not be copy and paste. I don't want to be a cookie cutter of anyone else. I want to remain in my original state. I want to be the manufacturer of the ideas so that I can maintain them. Anytime you're not the manufacturer of an idea or something that's being pushed out, you cannot maintain it. You can't take care of it. You will misuse it because you don't understand the use for it. And anything that you fail to see the use of, abuse is inevitable. So you will abuse that dream and goal that you're replicating because you don't know how to handle it. So I look at this level of mentorship and inspiration totally different now. If you are a creator, if you are an original originator, I want you to get that passion back going. I want the passion to continue to shine. For those of you who are having challenges creating, ask God to download creativity so that you can be the best of who He has made you to be. I want us to operate in the truth of authenticity. I want us to go from this place, understanding that God has placed inside of each and every one of us a treasure, and we must be the conduit for inspiration. So as I leave the mailbox tonight, I want to make sure that we are all aware and that we are very clear in our positions of assignment, that we're going to move out in the authenticity that God has given us. We are not going to tarnish this wonderful treasure that God has given to us by trying to be the cheaper version or the great value version of something that is original. I don't know about you, but I want to live in an original state. I want to be the person who's the creator that can manufacture and handle what God has so given me. So with that being said, I love and appreciate each and every one of you for meeting me at the mailbox on this Monday Mail with TK. I appreciate each and every one of you. Go down from here. I see somebody saying consistently create and get up and try again. That's right. Dust yourself off. Dust yourself off. Recreate. Don't stop moving. I've done it, and I don't encourage anyone to do that. Don't stop. Keep going in the realm that God has given you. Be the original design that He has so created you to be, because you're absolutely right. Our treasure is God's investment. What we do and how we add value to people is what we're giving back to God. That's our gift to God, because His gift to us is potential. And the potential to create originality is what He wants to see. So let's go down from here being authentic and be our creative selves. And God is going to bless everything that you put your hands to, because it will be something that He has downloaded to you specifically. I love you. Thank you so much for meeting me here. My name is TK and I am your friend. Thank you for meeting me in the neighborhood at the mailbox tonight. I will see you next Monday.